All right, so right now we're talking about 3 ugly truths that I've learned from approaching over 10,000 plus women over the last 3 decades as a professional pickup artist. So let's crack right into this, guys, as we roll up here on Las Vegas Strip. I'm over here by Fashion Show Mall, Palazzo, the Wynn Hotel. I am actually staying at the Venetian, which is beyond all these huge, gigantic billboards. The first ugly truth that I've learned after approaching over 10,000 plus women is that women can be absolutely vicious towards you. They can be downright nasty, cold, mean-spirited towards you, even having never met you, not knowing you, right? I've seen women do some vicious and say some absolutely vicious ass shit in field that would just shock you. These are things you would never see on the mainstream news. These are things you will never hear like feminists talk about. I mean, women can be absolutely nasty. It's not like in the Disney movies where they're these classy princesses and they're like, put a glass slipper on my foot, you knight in shining armor, you. No. These girls can be very, very nasty and vicious towards you. They can cut you down. I've seen that these girls cut guys down to the point where the guy literally cried. I've seen guys cry in field because the girl cut him down so badly. He's so affected by her insults that he just breaks down in tears, right? And I mean, I actually really feel for the guy because I know he's not used to that. I know the guy's not like, he's not like a professional pickup artist or anything like that. He's not used to cold approaching girls. So for him, that type of behavior is very shocking. For me, nothing shocks me anymore, right? That type of behavior, I expect that from girls, especially in a crowded venue on a Friday or Saturday night. I expect some of these girls, not all of them, right? But I expect a good handful of them to get that nasty, especially if I try to push the set. And I really do. I really push the set with girls like that, by the way. That's another thing that taught me, all these years in field taught me, is like, when you push the set a little bit further and piss the girl off just a little bit more, sometimes that's enough to actually turn her around and get her attracted to you. So I've been able to do some amazing shit like that, where a girl like literally hated my guts, and then next thing you know, like the girl's like all over me, and then next thing you know, the girl's dating me. That is the first truth that I've learned after approaching so many women, is that girls can be very, very vicious, not like in the Disney fantasy movies. Definitely not what the blue pill matrix tells you women are like. They can be absolutely vicious, absolutely nasty. They can shit test you just to the 10th degree, almost like in disbelief, in a state of disbelief that this stranger could be so mean to you when all you wanted to do was tell her, say hi to her, tell her you think she's cute, and all of a sudden she's trying to cut you down, right? This generally won't happen during day game, guys. This will happen at night, bars, venues, clubs. This is why I don't suggest going to these places, especially if you're new. They can cut you down and they won't even feel bad about it, right? So that's the first truth. The second truth that I learned from cold approaching over 10,000 plus women over the last 3 decades is that, without a doubt, females are the absolute most disloyal creatures on the planet. I am saying that, and I have no problem saying that, right? They are the most disloyal creatures on the planet. People say men are disloyal. No, women are far more disloyal than men are. Am I saying all women? No, absolutely not, right? I am obviously generalizing. And the reason why I am generalizing is because these things are generally true, right? Of course, you're always gonna find those anomalies out there where, hey, this chick is pretty loyal, right? But for the most part, overwhelmingly, my experience, right? And I've dealt with all sorts of women from all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of ethnicities. At the end of the day, females are 100 times more disloyal than men are. She could be in a long-term relationship with a guy, an LTR. She could be married to a guy, right? For decades, right? Like 10, 20, 30 years, right? And she could literally go out and meet some player some guy she barely knows, and if the guy gets her emotions pumped up enough, right, if he gets her buying temperature up, a little old pickup artist term, if he pumps her buying temperature, he could actually get her to leave her man, leave her relationship, and go off with him, or take a chance on him, and think the grass is greener. That's the thing about females, they always think the grass is greener on the other side. The small number of female followers that I have actually asked me, like, hey, I'm with this great guy, and they've said like, oh, I'm in this 5-year relationship, treats me really well, but I'm a little bored, but there's this new guy who started at my work, and oh, he's so hot. He just gets me, I'm just so attracted to him, and I'm thinking maybe I should leave my boyfriend for a bit and try this guy. And I'm like, the grass ain't greener, sweetie. I'm like, you think it's greener, but I tell these girls every single time, you gotta get rid of that shiny object syndrome. You gotta get rid of it. I'm like, hey, you're gambling, you know, maybe your man will take you back if he finds out, right? If he finds out, maybe he'll take you back. But you know what? Thanks to all this red pill knowledge, there are a lot of dudes out there who have woken up, who are now woke, who won't take you back. And I'm like, he might be one of them. You never know. Maybe he's not following my channel, but he might be following someone else's, and they're giving him the same advice I am. And you try to think that you could go off with this co-worker of yours that's hot, right? This Chad or whoever, and thinking that, hey, if things don't work out, I could just go back to my boyfriend. Nuh-uh, that shit don't work anymore, sweetie. And let me tell you, you'll find out very quickly after going out with the other guy, maybe having sex with him, that he's not as great as you're building him up to be in your head, right? Because girls who start out with like high levels of attraction for a guy never last, never last. So I told this girl in particular, don't do it. I'm like, I don't even know your boyfriend. I'm telling you, if you don't want to lose your boyfriend permanently, don't do it. I'm like, if you're a little bored with him, do something exciting with him. Change things up a bit. Take a trip together, you know, change up your routine a bit. Try to think long term. Try to think of the damage that you will cause, the hurt, the pain that you're gonna cause, the regret you will have if this guy finds out. I'm like, hey, we're living in a karmic universe. The truth will always come out. One day it's gonna come out. Do you want the truth to come out 20 years later when you're post-wall and you're, you know, say he's your husband now and he's in his prime and he's getting hotties hitting him up? Do you want that to come out then and him to randomly find out like, oh, hey, your girl slept with me 2 decades ago? All of a sudden he's like, really? Done. He's out of there and he leaves you. I'm like, do you really want to risk those things? I'm like, if you got a good man, don't risk it. If you're happy, don't risk it. Don't be disloyal, right? The grass is not greener on the other side. But at the end of the day, women are the most disloyal creatures you'll ever come across, man. There is no loyalty whatsoever. I mean, there are some good girls out there who could suppress their hypergamy. I've always said that, right? Some women are more hypergamous than others, but there are some good women out there who will try to suppress it because they really want to live that family life and they want to be moms. They want to be like a soccer mom. You know, they want to like bake cookies for their children and stuff like that. But those type of women are becoming far and few between. I mean, they're becoming, you know, kind of like a rarity in today's times, right? But for the majority of women out there who are being brainwashed with feminism and all this social engineering coming from, you know, the mainstream, they're not loyal, right? They're not. There's a very powerful pickup artist technique that I teach students called a validation vacuum. I still use it myself, right? It's a really sneaky pickup artist technique. It's called a validation vacuum, and it works like magic. Okay, it's kind of like where you're in a venue. I'll try to explain it real briefly. Imagine you're in a venue and you see this girl, right? Say she's up against this wall. She's talking to some guy, right? And you feel like you have a little bit better game than that guy. Say she's talking to that guy's doing all the hard work, all the heavy lifting. He's pumping her emotions up. He's getting her basically warmed up for you. And say that guy goes off to the bathroom for a few minutes. While he's in the bathroom, you can literally step into his set and take over where he left off and basically take advantage of all the work that he just put in and leave with the girl. I've done that a number of times. You know, I haven't done it lately. I feel bad when I've done that. I mean, but it was a technique I used to do all the time. Me and my buddies, once we got really good at game, we went to venues purposely looking for those opportunities because we got lazy at one point where we didn't want to have to do the entire approach. We felt it was easier to let some other guy do all the work, and then we just come in behind him and we do the validation vacuum, right? We basically take over his work that he is putting in. And even if the guy didn't go off to the bathroom, we would like stand behind him and we would just kind of look at the girl like this. You know, and just kind of flirt with her behind his back. And then he would never know. And then it would get to the point where the girl would, her buying temperature would rise, right? We would pump her buying temperature, and then it would get to the point where we'd look at her, you know, totally behind the guy's back, and we'd be like, you know, like, meet me over there. And then the girl would say, okay, it was nice meeting you, and then she would take off, and then she would go meet us. Right? It's called the validation vacuum. So that is the second ugly truth that I learned after approaching over 10,000 plus beautiful women, was that they are the most disloyal creatures on the earth. Again, does that mean all of them? No. But you know what? Good majority of them, yes. They live in the moment and for the moment. And this is why it is so easy for a guy with even just average game to go into a venue and take a girl that he's never met and just instantly start making out with her. You know, I have a few of those instant makeout videos on my own channel, not only of me doing it, but my wingman doing it. Okay? Within seconds. We've done it at night game, day game, right? It's easy to do things like that, or even pull the girl, right? Take the girl home, or have her take us home, because women live in the moment. They're not like guys where we kind of think things out and we're kind of a little more practical. Those females, they just live in the moment. This is why a lot of chicks will like go shopping and they'll buy like a bunch of clothes, a bunch of outfits, shoes, dresses, purses that they know that they can't afford, right? They will go and buy all this stuff knowing that they can't afford it because they are in the moment, right? They'll spend like hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on things that they have no business buying, that they will backwards rationalize later, right? And they'll be like, oh, you know, I'll just wear this. Someday I'm gonna go to this party, I'll probably wear this outfit, I'll wear this dress. And then months later, it's still, you know, even years later, it's still sitting in her closet with the tags on it. Now it's out of style, right? And you're like kind of just blown away by this type of behavior and like, why? Why did chicks do this? It's because they live in the moment. This is something a lot of incels, a lot of guys who are a blue pill don't understand about female nature, is that they live in the moment and for the moment. And as somebody who is a professional pickup artist, because I understand that, I know that when I'm in a venue, especially when they're like Vegas, for example, a lot of lights around here, the casino floor, I mean, a lot of action, there's a lot of noise, like mental noise going on, a lot of excitement, the girls get wrapped up into it. It's so easy to get makeouts out here. It's so easy to pull out here. That's why they have that saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? A lot of these chicks, they meet guys out here and they have men, like dumb, stupid men waiting for them at home, right? These girls go out here, a little Vegas trip, and then they end up getting laid by some player, right? Or some PUA, or just some random guy that they happen to meet at the club, or some guy that they like. And they have a man at home that they've been with for years, that they're loyal to. A lot of times, when girls come out here and say they have sex with a random guy, they have buyer's remorse, right? They feel guilty about it by the time they go back. I mean, some of them don't. Some of them are like evil bitches, and they'll be like, oh yeah, ooh, time for another Vegas trip, girl. Oh, that guy I met, Pablo. Pablo was so hot. He was so hot. Understand that. I mean, women live in the moment and for the moment. And this is why, like, whenever I get a student who's in an LTR, or a student who's married and he's telling me that his wife is like not coming home after work, she's running off to happy hour with her girlfriends, or oh, she's telling me she really wants to take a trip with just her female friends, go to Cabo or some shit like that, or come out here to Vegas. I'm like, dude, if she does that, you gotta tell her like, no, I don't allow that, or I'm done. Or hey, if you do that, you know, I'm doing that, you know, and or you're gonna drop your relationship to casual. You're gonna drop it from monogamous to casual. personally me, I'm not gonna be in a relationship like that. If I'm in a monogamous relationship with one girl, it's an LTR, it's just me and her, and then she starts talking about, oh, my girl, you know, it's her birthday. I don't even care if it's just once a year. Like, oh, it's just once a year. It's my girl's birthday. And I had a girlfriend like that once. Oh, she's having this party, her birthday, she's celebrating at a club. I'm like, what kind of dumb bitch has to have a birthday party at a club? Chick was already like 28 years old. Why do you have to have it at a club? She knows you're in a long-term relationship. Why is she trying to drag you into this, right? Because girls love to sabotage each other. What I tell you, when they see that their friend is, you know, happy and found a good man, what do they want to do? They want to sabotage it. Oh, come with me to the club, girl. Don't allow that kind of like bad behavior to go on in your relationship, man. So those are the top 3 ugly truths that I learned after approaching over 10,000 plus women. Is number 1, that women can be vicious, nasty, and mean-spirited towards you. Number 2, women are the most disloyal creatures on the planet. Again, I'm not saying all, I'm just saying most, okay? Number 3, that most women live in the moment and for the moment, okay? And this is why it's very easy to physically escalate with these females, whether it be night game or day game, you know, especially if you get their buying temperature up, it's usually on, right? It's easy to do it. You know, I've done it over and over. And like I said earlier, this is why a lot of guys who are blue pill, a lot of guys who are incels, they see coaching videos like that or infield videos, whether it's mine or another pickup artist, and they're like, no, actress, can't be happening, actress. You know, as if we would go through all the trouble to hire an actress and set up this shot and hire camera people when we could easily do this live, right? And it's like, dude, are you that stupid? Are you that blue pill? Are you that plugged in? You don't think girls do this? They do this all the time. You know, and all it tells me when I hear a guy say shit, dumb shit like, oh, actress, all you're telling me is that you're a fool. You don't go out. You're isolated. You don't socialize. Because if you did, you don't even have to go to venues. If you socialized, you would see this happen very, very often. How, like, you know, little Jenny or Melissa, you know, she's so innocent, like just runs off with some guy. Or is like goes around the corner and makes out with him behind your back because she doesn't want you to see it, right? But trust me when I tell you, these girls live in the moment, fellas. They live in the moment and for the moment, right? So those are my top 3 ugly truths that I learned after cold approaching 10,000 plus women over the last 3 decades. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out from the Las Vegas Strip here. Got the wind behind me, got the Palazzo over here, and there goes my hotel, the Venetian. And it's like 3:30 in the morning, guys. I'm out here. I'm still crushing it. I've got loads of energy, and I'm probably gonna do another couple of coaching videos just because I'm so wired and I'm so excited about life, and I live what I teach, man. I'm out here, I'm not hiding behind a microphone. I'm not like teaching dating advice, yet not go out. I'm constantly out there 4 to 5 times per week. Everything I teach you guys is fresh from the field, okay? It's not from a relationship 2 decades ago, it's all fresh from the field. So this is why you want to listen to coaching videos like mine, because you're getting it straight from an active and real life pickup artist, dating coach, whatever you want to call me. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Till next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube channel. Also, guys, very important, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please make sure you subscribe. That way you will get all of my coaching videos fresh as I upload them, and you won't have to wait or dig around YouTube for them, right? And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 months to mastery, son. 7 months to mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there into the world and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I am talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students are out there cold approaching and closing every single week. And I kid you not, we are making this happen every single week, no matter what virus is going on in the world, no matter what kind of like police beatings are going on in the world, or any other craziness that is happening in the world. We are still out there making things happen and getting things done and pulling results, son. This is the absolute best way to support my work. And right now, the first month is still only $1, okay? Still only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. I really don't know how much longer I'm gonna keep this running, but right now, still only $1, so take advantage of it. This is the absolute best way to support my work. And all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It only takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. All right, look at this beautiful night in Vegas, right here on the Strip, guys. And as I said, I am still out here, still awake, still making things happen because, like I said, I live what I teach. I'm not at home sleeping, hiding behind a microphone. I'm out here making things happen, okay? And I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that shit. It's all natural.